What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have another in our How to Build series, and we're going to be talking about UlforceVeedramon. It is BT22 Pre-release. We usually do our How to Build series videos before pre-release, but with summer, vacation, and EX9 being so close in there, we kind of had to push some of our EX9 videos down the line, and now we're kind of here with our pre-release period, and we're going to do these How to Build videos now because we usually don't do the deck profiles until after release. So during pre-release, we're gonna be doing how to build videos. We're gonna do Ulforce right now. Probably gonna do Alphamon and Omnimon X because we're really excited for those decks as well. Doing all the big Royal Knight decks, but Ulforce has a special place in our heart because we've been playing this deck for a while. We played it in BT11, BT12. We took it to regionals. We played it in BT14. It's just such a great deck, and with the new BT22 support, I'm really excited to show you guys what I'm thinking about this deck. So we took a good cross section of cards here and put them in there. Took a bunch of Tamers. Now, of course, you might not play all these Tamers. You might play less than you think now with the new support that we have. But we took those stuff into consideration as well as old stuff. We might have missed some Tamers in there, but if we did, let me know what I missed because I just kind of thought about what I've played before, what I might play now. So we're going to take a look at all these cards and see how we might build this UlforceVeedramon deck. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. Well, let's get started with it here. We have our how to build, and we're going to start with our Digieggs Wanyamon here. Is the most common Digiegg we played for this deck, which is the when attacking once per turn. If you have a blue Tamer in play, draw one. We do have some Demi Vmons. Now the Demi Vmons are actually better in this deck, and if you want to be more nostalgic, if you want to be more thematic, you might want to play a Demi Vmon. We have the Demi Vmon from BT3, which has the when attacking, if you have jamming, gain one, or draw one. And that's really cool because this deck actually does jamming a lot better now with the new support. So this could be a viable option, as well as the Demi Vmon promo. When any of your blue Tamers are played, draw one, which is great because you don't have to be attacking to get that ability, which is sometimes nice because sometimes if you're attacking and to get a draw and you're potentially going into your opponent, playing into your opponent's hand, and you don't have all your pieces, it can be very detrimental. So I do like this, and I'm kind of thinking I'm leaning towards trying out the promo, but it might not be better. As Wanyamon, you can use, as long as you have a Tamer on the field with a lower level Digimon, you don't have to get all the way to your big stack. Whereas if you want to play Tamers for free to get this and not have to pay the cost to play them, then you're potentially looking at, having, passing turn just to draw one, which is not the greatest thing in the world. And then, of course, this one you have to get up to your big guy too to make it worthwhile of doing this. But you know what? That is all up to your opinion here. Tell me what you guys think. Which one do you think? Wanyamon's still going to be the staple, or do you think we can play some Demi Vmons now? Moving on to the rookies here. Of course, you have your Searcher rookie from BT11, the best Searcher rookie in the deck. Inheritable when you play a blue Tamer, gain a memory. Search top 3, add a Digimon card with Veedramon, and a blue Tamer card among them to your hand. Place the rest of the bottom deck in any order. So that's really, really good. Of course, if you reveal a Vmon, you're putting it at the bottom of the deck, but it searches out any blue Tamer, so that's really, really good. We also have the new Vmon, which is your turn when this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon card with a Veedramon in its name, reduce the digital cost by 1, so it makes all your champion Digivolutions 1 cost, which is always really good. Once per turn, when this Digimon with the Veedramon in its name would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects, by suspending it, it doesn't leave, so you got protection, and that's leaving the battlefield protection, which is better than deletion effect protection, so it's better than evade. You also have potentially the Vmon from the ST Vmon, which lets you warp Digivolve into UlforceVeedramon. Maybe not going to be necessary, but it's also a good option and has a decent inheritable to draw you one if you have 7 or fewer cards. As long as your opponent has a level 6, you can do the warp play, which late game can be really good. So you might play a copy or 2 of this. Also playing a couple copies of the EX1 could be an option because it has the when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, gain a memory. So this is good to put in the back, because you want to play your Searchers, you want to push up the new Vmon to get his ability. But this is something if you're just going to build in the back, maybe build up to your level 5. This is the Vmon to have in the back. There's a lot of Vmons with free trait abilities, and these ones are not free trade abilities, so that's why they're the best ones. I think I looked at all the other ones, and they're mostly Imperial based or Armor Digitalization based, so it's mostly to do with free trade stuff. so that's unfortunate. It limits our access to a lot of other VMons. But I think these are the 4 best ones for the deck in some combination. You're probably going to max out on these guys and then find a common kind of place you want to be with these guys. And then Veedramon for our champions, the promo, on play and when Digivolving, reveal top 3, add a card with Veedramon and its name and a blue Tamer card among them to your hand. So same ability, so same search ability, which is really good. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended, game and memory inheritable, so really good memory inheritables once per turn. So that's always nice to see. We also have the Veedramon from BT22, which is the new one. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play a Tamer with Veedramon and its text from your hand without paying the cost. So this is really good because it lets you play your Rinas and your Tai V-Tamers, and as long as you have 1 or fewer Tamer. So this is good to go into with that new Demi Vmon, promo Demi Vmon, to do that auto draw. All turns inheritable is the same as the Vmon from the same set. Protect by battle by suspending, or protect leaving the battlefield by effects by suspending. So it's always really good. And then we also have Veedramon from BT11, which has the same: when you play a blue Tamer, gain a memory inheritable. It also has your turn when you play a blue Tamer, draw 1, but you're hardly ever going to get that ability off. He's basically there for the inheritable. Again, a good card to build in the back of the stack. There's also the option for Gold Veedramon. It has Armor Purge, so it has a little bit of protection. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2,000 for the turn if you have a blue or yellow Tamer in play, or if you have a card with Armor Form trait in the trash, one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less can attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. So it has some stun abilities. Might be worth throwing a copy in. Probably now that we got the new Veedramon, you don't need this, but it's an interesting option as well. Tech choices and stuff like that, plus the Armor Purge, and plus stunning your opponent's stuff. So that's kind of cool. And it plays for 1 because it plays for 2 on a Veedramon or 2 on a Vmon. So it plays for 1 on the new Vmon. So that's really cool. I'm glad that this doesn't have to. You don't have to have a Tamer in play for this this cost reduction. Going into our Arrow Veedramon, we have the new Arrow Veedramon here on play. When Digivolving, return 1 of your opponent's level 4 lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So that helps you get rid of floodgates on the field. So you can go in and get your memory effects. End of your turn, once per turn, when one of your blue Digimon or Tamers, one of your blue Digimon or Tamers may unsuspend. So that's really cool because unsuspending Tamers or unsuspending him is actually a pretty decent ability. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon with Veedramon and its name suspends, if you have a blue Tamer, this Digimon may unsuspend. So it's kind of nice. Gets you extra checks on Ulforce, which is really important for the deck, which is also really good. And then we also have the old BT11. You're still going to max out on this guy because his main ability is so good. Once per turn, by suspending this Digimon, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add all blue Tamers cards among them to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of the deck. So he sets you up for your Ulforce play. And he also has, when attacking once per turn, activate 1 of your Rina Shinomiya on play effects, which is really good, especially with the new Rina. You have more abilities to choose from. And then you also have the old All-4 Arrow Veedramon from the starter deck, which had jamming and then inheritable. If you have 8 or more cards, gain security attack +1. You're playing a lot of Tamers in this deck, so sometimes this isn't good because you can't get to 8 cards when you play a whole bunch of Tamers and don't get more cards for them. So I don't think this is going to be the option anymore. I feel like this is going to be better at 4 and then 3 of the new guy, and we'll just won't see this anymore. But it is another option if people wants that security attack +1, can help you OTK a lot faster. Although the deck will have a lot more OTK potential now that with the new support and with the new inheritable from that Arrow Veedramon. You have the new UlforceVeedramon Hand Blast, Digivolution, and then on play when Digivolving, activate 1 of the effects, which is return 1 of your opponent's level Digimon to the bottom of the deck, and you may play a cost 4 lower Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost, and then when attacking once per turn, this Digimon may unsuspend. I don't think this is the guy. It's still this guy. It's BT11 all the way. When Digivolving, you may play 1 blue Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. Your turn, when you play a blue Tamer, unsuspend this Digimon. Not once per turn. Not once per turn. And then your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, return 1 of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon to the hand. For every blue Tamer you have in play, add 1 to the max level. So you can, with 3 Tamers on the field, which this deck does super easy, you can bounce a level 6. So perfect. And then Ulforce X-Antibody, which when digivolving, unsuspend one Digimon or one of your blue tamers, so you can continue to unsuspend your guy and get extra attacks in. Then alterns once per turn when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, if you have a blue tamer in play, or this Digimon has Ulforce in its Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to the owner's hand. So again, bouncing multiple things, really, really good. Sometimes bouncing things to the hand doesn't really work out that great, but eh. You also have, we're getting into our tamers now. So tamers you could play. We have several Davises. They're all blue tamers. They're all decent options. This Davis lets you play a free Vmon from your hand without paying the cost. And if you have a free trait Digimon at the start of your turn, you gain a memory. Of course, if you have your Veedramons, they're all vaccines. They won't get you that memory. But there's ways around this that make it really good. And if you can play it for free, why not? Because it potentially gets you memory. The other thing is we have the Memory Tamer Davis. If you can play that for free, if you have 2, it gives you 3 memory and it searches you a blue card, which is always really good. Blue Digimon card. There's also the Davis and Kenichi Joji. Now, this is kind of good. It goes along with that other Davis because it lets you play a free Vmon at the start of your turn. So the cool thing about that is you can use that to play a free Vmon, which would then allow you to use your starter main to gain a memory off Davis, especially if you don't necessarily have missing pieces. Playing your searchers and stuff like that could be very good for you. There's also Jerry. If you wanted to play Leomons, I would say she would still be good because lets you play a free Leomon, and then when you suspend the tamer, you draw. So drawing in this deck is really, really good. Gets you all your pieces. I would say that Jerry's not necessary anymore, but it was one that was a classic favorite of the deck. So just throwing that out there. You have things like Joe Keto, on play, trash one Digivolution card from your opponent's Digimon. When this card is trashed from under one of your opponent's Digimon, by suspending this tamer, gain a memory. So help you gain a memory. You can also pair it well with the Sora and Joe from BT5, which lets you gain 2 memory at the start of your turn if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards. And then when one of your Digimon attacks, by suspending this tamer, you can trash 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. So you can potentially get around effects that way, which is really, really good. So I still think Joe and Sora is a decent option, and that could pair well with the Joe for extra memory gain. Onto your Rinas, which is the most important part of the deck. Rina on play from BT11 until the end of your opponent's turn. One of your Digimon with Vmon or Veedramon and its name gain blocker and evade, and then alterns when one of your Digimon with a Veedramon and its name becomes suspended. By suspending this tamer, activate one of that Digimon's one Digimon effects. So it lets you unsuspend or play a tamer and unsuspend with your BT11 Ulforce, which is so good, or it lets you unsuspend with your X-Antibody, which is so good. So you can get multiple checks in, and then activate one of that Digimon's when Digivolving effects. Your turn once per turn when one of your blue Digimon becomes suspended, gain 1 memory. So it helps you gain memory. So you can go into like an X-Antibody play or play another tamer to basically do the same thing with Ulforce. So that can be really, really good. And then we have, and then just the memory gain. It's such a great card. You have to play 4 of it. We have the new Rina, which is a memory tamer, so you don't necessarily need the Davis, but the Davis does search you Digimon, so that's all right. On play, one of your Digimon with Veedramon in its name gets plus 3,000 DP, so it becomes big, so apparently you don't need jamming for Veedramon, which is kind of funny, until your opponent's turn ends, so it goes up to 15, which is not undefeatable. Your turn, when one of your Digimon with Veedramon and its name attacks, by returning this tamer to the hand, that Digimon gains jamming. The cool thing is you can just play this out again for the turn. So the jamming is really what people love about this. It's a memory tamer that you bounce to gain jamming, and you can play it again with Veedramon's ability using your other arenas, which is really cool because then you can potentially get plus 6,000 and have a really big Ulforce. So that's kind of nuts. But yeah, that's the new arena. That's your jamming there. And then you just got to watch out. The text always is confusing because you got to make sure you got that unsuspend text. There's the old arena from BT2. Now, this probably is not going to get played. One of your blue Digimon attacks, you may suspend the tamer to give it plus 1,000. On play, reveal top cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with V in its name among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards in the bottom. So that's a cool card too, but the one thing we don't like is we don't like things that put Rina on the bottom of the deck. And this and him put Rina on the bottom of the deck, which is unfortunate. So probably going to think about trainings over memory boosts, honestly, because you want to get your Rinas to your hand. V-Tamer is another one. You can play. It is a draw power thing. If you have a Digimon with Veedramon in its name, by suspending this Tamer, activate one of the effects below. Either give it 1,000 plus DP or draw. So drawing is always good. So I think probably going to play some combination of maxing out this, couple of this, V-Tamer, and then you could probably, if depending on how many Tamers you want, you could tech in some other Tamers in here for interesting abilities. But it's mostly about the Rinas. It's mostly about the new and the old Rina and the Thai V-Tamer. I don't know if there's a place for the old Rina, just because she puts your new Rinas on the bottom of the deck, which is not great. So that is Ulforce, guys. I mean, of course, you're going to play again, probably playing blue scrambles, trainings for consistency pieces. Just the fact that blue scramble can let you go into arrow for 2 is huge. So you can go now with the new Vmon, you can push up and you can go up to arrow for 3. And then if you have a training on the board, you can then go, pop the training to go into Ulforce for 2. And then your abilities, as long as you have a memory gain ability or 2, you'll have, you're still short 1 memory, because he's a 4 cost, and you need, he's a 4 cost to Digivolve into, so you need the 2. You definitely need the like the inheritable from this guy and the inheritable from that guy. It's too bad we didn't have a whole X-Antibody line. I hope we eventually get an actual X-Antibody line for this deck to see what that does for it. But there's a lot of potential here too. There's a blue egg that gained you memory for Ulforce. Then you just have to have the egg and one of the level 4s, and then you could have this guy for reduced Digivolution costs, and you could go up easy peasy. But you still short of memory. That's why I like things like potentially like the Davis, because if you push up this with the Davis on the board, put this in the back, play it, search, you go up, and then you have all your pieces. You have 4 memory right there. Say, like I said, if you have a training on the board, you have everything you need to go up to Ulforce and maintain turn and start swinging for at least 3 or 4 checks, maybe even more. But let me know what you guys think about that. That is our how to build on Ulforce. Tell me what you guys think about the deck. What opinions do you have? What other cards did I miss out? Let me know, and we'll see you guys back for another how to build very, very soon. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.